Good evening, students. In today's class, we are learning about various types of keys and special files. So, let us see the first lesson types of keys. Before that, what is a key? Key is a metal piece which is inserted between the hub and the shaft to transmit the torque from one shaft to the other shaft or the rotation from one shaft to the other shaft without any slip. So, this is a perfect metal piece which will inserted between the hub and the shaft so that there is no slippage and torque will be transmitted from one shaft to the other. So in this the metal piece name of that piece is called a key, and in this key there are different types of keys as per the shape and as per the purpose the use the keys are named. So let us see one by one. Now first one is key. Key is a metallic piece of wedge inserted between a shaft and hub parallel to the axis of shaft. It is proportionate to the shaft dia. So it is inserted between the hub and the shaft, means some portion of the key sits in the hub and some portion of the key sits in the shaft. So for seating of the key, a way is cut and that is called a key way. So this is perpendicular to the shaft axis. Purpose: a key is an insert which is housed in the keyway to fit together a hub or a parallel to transmit torque. A keyway is provided on the shaft and also on the hub or on a pulley to connect together the conjugate parts by inserting the key in between. The key can be withdrawn at will to disengage the mating components. That means a keyway is required for inserting the key. Some portion of the key sits in the hub and remaining portion of the key sits in the shaft. So for these both the parts, a keyway should be cut, and in this keyway the key will be inserted or driven. So this key can be anytime dismantled for disengaging the parts. So dismantling the parts, anytime engage or anytime insertion can be done, or anytime it can be removed. And this key helps the this one shaft to transmit the torque from one shaft to the other shaft, or pulley from one pulley to the other pulley. The rotation can be transmitted. So common types: parallel keys or feather key. This is the most commonly used key used for transmitting unidirectional torque. A hub or a pulley is engaged to the shaft by a key which prevents relative motion. The functioning of the feather key assembly is shown. So parallel key or feather key is one of the commonly used key. This is used for transmitting the torque from one shaft to the other shaft. So some portion of the key sits in the hub and remaining portion of the key sits in the shaft. So this is very simple key, and it is used for transmitting the torque from one shaft to the other. And in many cases the key is screwed in the shaft keyway. Sometimes the key get loosened. For that purpose the key is screwed to the shaft with a small screws. Where axial movement of the hub is required, a clearance fit is provided between the hub and the shaft and the hub and the key. Three types of fits are shown for feather key. So if clearance axial movement is required, some axial movement may be there required. So in that case little clearance fit is made. That means key is slightly smaller than the size of the keyway, and three types of hubs are there, three types of the fits are given in the sketch. Then taper and jib headed key. The key is having a jib head with a taper 1 in 100, and on the top face it is driven onto the keyway by hammering on the jib to have a tight fit. The taper rectangular key without a jib head is also in use. A jib headed key can be withdrawn easily and used for transmitting more torque. It is not good for high speed applications. So another type of key is called a jib head key. So why this name is given? For that the key head is provided, so it is called jib headed key. This jib head key is used for transmitting the torque for one shaft to the other shaft. More torque can be transmitted or more load can be transmitted, but it is not suitable for high speeds. High speed it is not suitable. So this key can be easily withdrawn by hammering the head by inserting the wedge piece between the head and the shaft, and that key can be withdrawn and the parts can be dismantled. and the size of the key is given in the sketch. The appropriate dimensions also given there. Woodruff key. It is a semicircular key used for transmitting light torque. It fits on the shaft on which matching braces are cut. The top portion of the key projects out and fits in the keyway cut on the hub. This key is particularly useful on tapered fittings or shafts. Its keyway is milled to the profile of the key on the shaft, which tends to weaken the shaft. This type of key positions itself in the keyway to accommodate the hub to have an easy assembly. Next one is the Woodruff key. This Woodruff key is a semicircular metallic piece having a certain thickness. Semicircular means not even half, slightly less than half portion of the circle, semicircular. And this key is used mainly on taper shafts. On a taper shafts, a keyway is cut by milling method, and the key is inserted, and some portion of the key is cut on the hub also. And this key will adjust by itself when the hub is inserted on the shaft. The key is adjust by itself because the key is semicircular in shape. So as since the semicircular circular shape is there, so that key will adjust by itself and the hub can be inserted easily on the shaft. But one disadvantage is that since the maximum portion of the key sits in the tapered portion of the shaft, so that the shaft becomes weak. That is the main disadvantage of this key. Keys and splines. Keys and splines are used for transmitting torque from a rotating shaft to a hub or wheel, or from a hub wheel to the shaft. Keys of different types and splines are used depending on the requirements of transmission. So keys and splines are used depending on the requirement. Depending upon the requirement, if more load is falling on the shaft or more torque to be transmitted from one shaft to other, in such cases spline shafts are used, because spline shafts are having a number of grooves, so that more load will be, the full load will be shared by all the grooves. But in single key, just single key is used, so that the load is fully affecting on the single key. So more load or more torque cannot be transmitted by single keys. Hollow saddle key. One face of this key has a curvature to match with that of the shaft surface. It has a taper 1 in 100 and is driven through the keyway. So this is a hollow saddle key. Saddle key means a rectangular piece having a bottom surface of the key having a curvature equal to the circumference of the shaft. So this keyway is cut only on the hub but not on the shaft. So shaft is kept as it is, then this key is inserted between the shaft and the hub. In the hub, the keyway is cut and the bottom surface of the key is made curvature or radius equal to the radius of the shaft. This is used for light torque transmission from one shaft to the other shaft. Flat saddle key. This key has a rectangular cross section. For fitting this key in the assembly, a flat surface is machined on the shaft. The key is placed between the flat surface of the shaft and the keyway on the hub. This is considered to be stronger than the hollow saddle key. This is not suitable for heavy duty transmission. The second one is the better performance of the key is a flat saddle key compared to hollow saddle key. So hollow saddle key, the full keyway is cut on the hub and the bottom surface of the key is made curvature equal to the radius of the shaft. Then the flat saddle key, this also a key, the bottom surface is not made curvature, instead of that bottom surface of the key is made flat. And similarly on the shaft also a flat surface is made, and on this flat surface the key sits, but the full keyway is cut on the hub only. So this is a little bit stronger than the hollow saddle key. So that is this is used little bit heavy torque transmission from one shaft to the other shaft. Next is tangential keys. These keys are used when very high torque of impact type is to be transmitted in both directions of rotation. Common applications are found in flywheels, rolling mills, etc. A tangential key consists of two taper rectangular wedges positioned one over the other in opposite directions. Two sets of keys are fixed at 120 degree angle as shown in figure. and should be such that the broad side is directed along a tangent to the shaft circle, while the narrow side it sits along the radius of the shaft. So tangent schemers, here the keys are used in a set. So since the keys are taper, the taper portion, the broad portion of the key matching with the narrow portion of the other key. Similarly, the broad portion of the other key matching with the narrow portion of the first key. So like that, the keys are used in a set, and these keys are used in the assembly where 120 degree from 120 degree from one key to other key 120 degree angle will be maintained, and by this the key is used, and these are used for heavy duty purpose, and the shape of the key is circular in shape, means cylindrical in shape. Round keys, it is of cylindrical cross section and is used in assemblies to secure the mating components. Where the torque is light, the key is fitted parallel to the shaft into the drilled hole made partly on the shaft and partly on the mating part. Next is round key. So this round key is used on the cylindrical shaft where half portion of the key cuts in the hub and half portion of the key cuts in the shaft. That means both assembled, the hub and the shaft assembled together, and exactly in the middle of that shaft, middle of the where the contact between the shaft and hub is there, at the exactly middle where the contact is there, there the drill hole is made for the seating of the key. That's why the key sits half portion in the hub and half portion in the shaft. This key is used, and this also key, since it is a round key, it is used for only for a light torque transmission. Circular taper key. In this case, both the shaft and the hub have semicircular keyways cut on them. The taper key is driven in which while assembling. This key is suitable only for light transmission. So this another key is compared to round key, but this is a circular taper key. Shape of the key is round, but the lengthwise the key is taper. So that's why it is called a circular taper key. So in this also the assembly is made hub and the shaft, and in the middle where the hub and shaft contact each other, exactly in the middle the key is cut, keyway is drilled, and in that the key is inserted. This also suitable for light torque transmission. Next one is sunk taper key. This key has a rectangular cross section and it fits into the keyway cut on both the shaft and the hub. Sunk keys are either parallel or tapered. So sunk taper key, this is taper in thickness. The taper in thickness, either this is parallelly available or taper in thickness. So the half portion of the keyway cut in the hub and half portion of the shaft, and between that the key is inserted. Feather keys, this is parallel key which rounded ends. This is useful when the hub pulley has to slide axially on the shaft to some distance. This key may be either tightly fitted in the keyway or screwed in. So feather key is a thin key. It cut on the middle of the shaft as per the shape of the key. Similarly, the groove is cut on the middle of the shaft, and some portion of the key sits in the hub, so that also the keyway is cut. And this key is used mainly where the hub should slide over the shaft. In such cases, this key is used where the hub should slide over the shaft. For that purpose, the key is this type of key is used. So either this key is just inserted in the groove made for that, or else the key is, if the tightly fitting is required, then both the ends of the keys are screwed to the shaft by proper screws, and by this the hub is sliding over the shaft. Splines are ridges teeth on a drive shaft that mesh with the groove in a mating piece and transfer torque to it, maintaining the angular correspondence between them. An alternative to spline is a keyway and key. So splines are used where heavy torque could be transmitted. There splines means the number of grooves are made on the shaft, and similarly the hub also made to match with the shaft. So number of grooves are there, so that many grooves are transmitting the torque is shared by all the grooves, and more torque can be transmitted from one shaft to the other shaft. Splined shaft and serrated shaft. Splined shafts along with the splined hubs are used particularly in the motor industry. The splined hub can also slide along the shaft wherever necessary. used while fixing change gears in lathe and heavy duty drilling machine. In certain assemblies, serrated shafts are also used for transmission. So spline shafts or serrated shafts are mainly used in the automobile industry. For example, kicker of the motorbike or a bicycle pedal or so in such cases the spline shafts are used, having a number of grooves or splines or serrated shafts for sharing the torque equally by all these grooves. So these are used mainly in automobile industries. Peg feather key. It is a parallel rectangular key having a round peg at the center or one edge of the key face. So peg type of key is available. A key having a peg, a similar flat key is there. In the middle one piece like a round cylindrical piece like is provided as a single piece of the key. It's called a peg. This is called a peg key. This peg will fit into the wall of the shaft or stationary member of a unit assembly to prevent the sliding of the key. So this key is used where the peg sits in the hub of the hub and there is no chance of sliding the hub over the shaft. A peg feather key is used at the bottom of the tailstock barrel to prevent the barrel from rotation. It is also used in a drilling machine spindle while moves along with the quill when the spindle is in rotation. So this type of key is mainly used in tailstock of the lathe, so where the tailstock should not, when the tailstock spindle should not rotate, and for that purpose this key is used. So only the spindle should move forward and backward, and for that purpose this key peg is used. So similarly the groove is cut on the spindle of the tailstock, and in that groove this peg is sliding, so that in case of drilling the spindle of the tailstock will not rotate during drilling, only moves forward and backward. Then key puller. Key puller is used for the safe removal of keys from the shaft of any type of machine, motor, blower, compressor, etc. It is generally used for the keys from 5 to 35 mm. So key pullers are used for removing the keys, dismantling the parts. Advantage: safe and fast removal. So because of that easily we can remove, and the removal is also safe and faster. Perpendicular removal, no damage to shaft and keys, saves time and labor cost and cost of the dismantling. So these are advantages of keys. So by this the lesson is finished. Different types of keys. The purpose of the key is used. The purpose of the key, it is used for transmitting the torque from one shaft to the other, or from one shaft to the hub or shaft to the pulley. So this key is used. Next one is special files. So these other than regular files, some special purpose files are available. These are called special files. So the use of these files are specific use is there. Only for specific purpose these files are used. So some of the files are given in the sketches, and the names also given, and also uses also given. The first one is Riffler files. These files are used for die sinking, engraving, and in silversmith work. They are made in different shapes and sizes and are made with standard cuts of teeth. That means Riffler files are used in silversmith. Those are the ornaments, the silver ornaments, where the silver ornaments are prepared for carving and the silversmith, the fine work, joints and all for filing work. These Riffler files are used. And for engraving, for writing the name by grooving, making grooves and writing the name, engraving, die sinking. So in a die manufacturing work, these files are used. Barrett files. This file has a flat triangular face with the teeth on the wide face only. It is used for finishing sharp corners. So this file is in a triangular shape, not even triangle, only a bottom triangle. It is not a regular triangle. The base of the triangle is very large and having a teeth only at the base. It is having a teeth, and this is the point of the file is very sharp, and this is used for finishing the sharp corners. Crossing file. This file is used in the place of half-round file. Each side of the file has a different curves. It is also known as fish backward. So crossing file means there are two curvature both the sides, but both are not equal, unequal curvature, and both the curvature having a teeth, and this is used for making a half round grooves and filing and finishing the half round grooves. Rotary files. These files are available with a round shank. They are driven by a special machine with a portable motor and flexible shaft. These are used in die sinking and mold making work. So rotary files, files are in circular in shape. These are used in a machine, portable or portable machine, portable motor, flexible shaft machine. So in the flexible shaft, this rotary file is fitted. Then this is used, and the file is rotating, and these files are used for finishing work, such as die sinking, mold making. After the mold is manufactured, the finishing work is done with these files. Mills of files. Mills of files are usually flat and have square or rounded edges. These are used for sharpening teeth of woodworking saws and are available in single cut. So mills of files are usually flat and have a square and rounded edges, either square or rounded edges, and these are mainly used for sharpening the woodworking saws. The carpenter, they use a saw to sharpening the teeth of the saws. These files are used. Machine files are hand filing machine. Machine files are of double cut, having holes or projections to fix to the holder of the filing machine filing machine. The length and shape will vary according to the machine capacity. These files are suitable for filing the inner and outer surface and are ideal for die sinking and other tool room work. So filing machines are available. So when a mass production is there, continuous work is there, the filing machines are selected. For that, special files are there. These files are fitted and the filing work is done. Next is Tinker's file. This file has a rectangular shape with the teeth only on the bottom face. A handle is provided on the top. This file is used for finishing automobile bodies after tinkering. So Tinker's file having a curvature shape, a rectangle cross section, having teeth at the bottom face. The bottom face is curvature. This file is used for finishing of the vehicle body after the tinkering, after the lamp is put, of the finishing work is required after the lamp or finishing work. So at that time this file is used. Pillar file, usually a double cut file that is rectangular in section, parallel in width with one safe edge and tapered in a thickness from the middle both way, and that is specially suitable for narrow work. For fine work, pillar files are used. Narrow work, where the small groove is there to finish the groove, these files are used. Dead round knot file. So this also metal working file for special purpose. For it is in a rectangular cross section, and it is used for metallic, non-metallic parts, soft metal, rubber, wood, or leather, such non-metallic parts. These files are used. Then warding file. This is also a file rectangular cross section, but the 2/3 of the file is straight and 1/3 of the file is tapered, like pointed. This is used for special purpose, like finishing the teeth, finishing the grooves, such as keys grooves. After keyway is cut for finishing purpose, these files are used. And Swiss pattern file, last one. So this file is also a smaller in cross section, smaller in shape, and this is available in variety of shapes and sizes, and these are used for precision smooth work, fine finishing work. So by this, the today's lessons are over. Thank you, students.